If somebody comes sit with me, I'm not really, sit by me or come talk to me, I'm not really a person that's open. That's just how I am. But because I thought he was leaving, I thought he was actually with Troy Sneed, and I wasn't going to see him anymore. So I was actually having a good time with him because, you know, he wasn't going to try to talk to me or anything like that. So I was glad, you know, to have a good time with him and just knew he was leaving. So afterwards, everybody was asking him, oh man, wow, everybody's leaving. Okay, so I'll get in the middle. So everybody knew who he was except for Brandy and I, and they knew he was the new minister of music at the church. So afterwards, when the service was over, he said he'll be back in about a couple of weeks. He had to go and get his stuff and come back. So I was like, okay. So afterwards, I was like, oh, Brandy, he's got some nice lips. So Brandy said, he sure does. So, okay, we left it at that. And after that, y'all leave me alone. So after that, I was like not even trying to talk to guys or anything. I was fine with my life the way that it was. But I found myself actually thinking about him. And so I told Brandy, I said, Brandy, guess what? And she said, what? I said, I've been thinking about Reverend Cherry. And she said, really? And I said, yeah. And I said, you know, I don't really think about nobody. And she was like, yeah, you're right. So long story short, I know he came back and I didn't know anything about Facebook. He tried to inbox me on Facebook after a couple of weeks went by, because all we would do is wave at each other and say hi and stuff like that. So I said, I'm not going to be, you know, running after him or anything, because a lot of people would be around him after church talking to him, whatever. And I said, I'm not going up there. If he likes me, which I felt like he did, I said, I'm not going to him. He came up to me later and he sent me a message on Facebook, inboxed me, which I didn't know anything about inboxing, so I sent it back. So I guess he was trying to be undercover, talk to me undercover without anybody knowing. But so I put it on the line and everybody found out. Long story short, one day after church, so he stopped talking to me for about a couple of weeks after that, because I didn't say anything. But afterwards, he came up to me and asked me, did I know anything about Facebook? And I didn't. So we got to talking like that. And after church one day, we went out. And from there, it's been ongoing from that point. But he tried that like he wasn't seeing anybody, which I did know he was seeing somebody after church. One day he would invite me to his house. So Brandy and I, because we always roll together, that's how we did it. So went to his house, and it was a mess because he just moved in, boxes and everything. That was the first time I went over there, Brandy and I. So the next time I went over there, everything was cleaned up. When I say cleaned up, I'm talking cleaned up. So he apparently had somebody come in and clean the place up. And then sometime I would go over there, you know, he would have, I saw like a couple of wine glasses. You know, women are observant of stuff. But this is the thing. If somebody tell you, because my friends used to always tell me, Mary, you're not going to ever get with anybody by sitting in the house. And my theory on that is, if you say that God knows everything, the Lord knows everything, he knows all about you, he knows you're coming and you're going, why can't God send somebody to you wherever it is that you're going? Because he sent Darryl to sit right next to me on that pew bench at the church, and from there on we got to know each other. I did not worry about who Darryl was seeing. I did not care, because I wasn't desperate for a man. If it was going to work, it was going to work. And that was just how I rolled with it. So I'm just saying, for you ladies out there who are looking for somebody, never think that a man is twirling his fingers, that there isn't a woman around. There's somebody in the picture. He's involved with most, I'm not going to say all men, but most men are involved with somebody. So you can't get caught up on who he's with, because if he's meant to be with you, he'll leave all of those women alone and come and be with you. So don't get caught up, you know, don't get caught up into that, because that's irrelevant to you. You're only friends at that point. So why should you even worry about whether this man is seeing somebody? Just know in your mind, yeah, he's seeing somebody. Be observant, be watchful. But then as time go on, that's when you begin to say to yourself, okay, where are we going with this? Don't ask him where you're going with this. You can tell whether a man wants you or not. If you are with God, you will know, and you can tell whether a man really likes you or not. Eventually, he came clean with me and told me about the women that he was seeing. He had different ones in different states, so he would rotate them out. One would come one weekend, and then another one would come, because he'd been so many places that he met women wherever he was, and that's how he rolled. Again, I didn't care. I knew there was some woman around. I wasn't trying to be with you in any kind of way intimately, so that did not bother me. If you're living your life the way the Lord would have you to live your life, and this man is doing whatever he say, that I wouldn't trust and believe everything they say. Number one, because they're always going to say they're not doing anything. You just live life the way you know you're supposed to live life, and eventually the Lord will reveal everything that you need to know about this person. Okay, I'm done with the story of how Darryl and I met. From that point on, we started seeing each other a little bit more regularly. I call myself breaking up with him one time, because it wasn't really a breakup, because again, we wasn't really seeing each other, but I told him I wasn't going to see him anymore. That was my plan. I told Brandy, I know he's seeing somebody and I'm just done with this. So I called him one day to let him know that I was going to be done with it. And then he told me, you know what? I think we shouldn't see each other anymore. And so I was like to myself, this wasn't how this was supposed to go. This is what I said to myself. So he was like, did you hear me? And I said, yeah, I heard you. So he said, okay, well, I'll see you around. And I said, okay. So I told Brandy, I said, Brandy, they're talking about me in the back. I called Brandy on the phone. She was at work. I said, he broke up with me. She was like, that's what you wanted, right? I said, no, I'm the one supposed to break up with him. So after that, I called him. We got back together, and he was like, okay. So we started seeing each other again from that point. That's it. Okay. They told me to keep talking. Now, I don't know what to say. But,
you preach the word, girl.
Again, don't worry about what men are doing when you see them. Just know there is a woman somewhere. I don't care if she's a friend. I don't care if he say, oh, there's nothing to it. Number one, don't even ask. He's going to say he's not seeing anybody. Or he might say, well, I have friends here or there. They don't mean anything to me. Most of them are not going to say they're seeing anybody, because, okay, they know not to say that. That's just common sense. But he was a nice guy. What made me see Darryl opposed to the others is probably a question. I don't know. There was just something about him. He just felt different. There was something about him that just felt different to me as far as in my spirit. I can't say exactly that he was I don't know. I can't explain it. I just felt something in me that was different about him opposed to the other guys that I had met. And I would have to say that was just the Lord, from how we were. And you know, my friend Brandy, we're down like two flat tires. You see me, you see Brandy. That's just how we are. And he accepted the friendship. And when I say accepted the friendship, most women will probably say, oh, he's going to accept my friends, or we are not going to be friends. And that's true. But most women may not, most men may not like the friendship. They may not like the fact that you're with this woman all the time. But when I went there, you know, I was single. He was single. Brandy was kind of like, she was the friend who was there for me, the friend who was there for him. If I was acting up, Brandy was our lawyer. We called Brandy whenever we had a problem. Brandy would straighten it out for us, and we would go back and forth. That's how we were. Me, Brandy, and my son. We rode together like that. Went to Darryl's house like that. And so we were always together because we were single. We tried to you know, lived a single life. We rode together as friends, and we were there for each other. Brandy and I, and to this day, me, Brandy, and Darryl, we are still friends. And a lot of people don't understand the friendship. They would say stuff like, "Oh, okay, you know, she's always there, and doesn't bother you. That doesn't bother." I mean, if I was somewhere and I was Darryl's going like, "Hey, you gonna call Brandy? Let's call Brandy and see what Brandy's doing." 'Cause that's just how we are. We are friends. It's a relationship beyond friendship. And I prayed for a friend before but I met Brandy. I had friends, but I wanted somebody who was doing the same thing I was doing, who loved the Lord, and somebody I can be with, somebody I can hang with, because I didn't really have anybody like that. And I just prayed because I didn't want the Lord to send me a man. I didn't want a man in my life. I wanted a friend. So I used to pray to ask the Lord to send me a friend, somebody I could do things with, hang together with, go out and have fun with, learn about the Lord together. And He sent my friend Brandy. And when I say God answers prayers, He answered prayers because she's been my friend. And I know it's kind of switched from Darryl to Brandy, but I'm just saying, I said this to say that when you ask God for something, God will answer your prayers. Now, when I met her, it was hard to get to me because I'm not a kind of person that's open up immediately to people. She kept calling me and asking me to things and talking to me, and the more she talked to me, the more I got used to her. Then we started going to eat and stuff like that, and we found out we had so much in common, and I know God sent her. And the same for Darryl. I felt something about him. And from that point on, I felt like I know the Lord sent Darryl to me. I don't know if you all are asking me questions or not, because I really can't see the questions because I left my glasses in the back.
All right, let me give you some things. Vince Poole says thank you for looking out for his daughter when she was at the ER. So tell Vince.
Oh, you're welcome, Vince. When I went down there, I got there late because I was so busy up on the pediatric floor. But when I got a break and I went down there and I saw her on the stretcher, and she told me she was feeling much better, but I didn't get a chance to go back and actually, keep up with her because we were so busy that night. And I kept apologizing to her. I kept saying, I am so sorry, but I'm so busy. And she, she thanked me, so again, I don't mind if you need me to do anything. I'm there for you. Darryl is...
Jeffrey said hello. Jeffrey Griffin said hello.
Hey, Jeffrey, what's up?
Tell
somebody asked are you sleeping, Darryl? So that means
I'm not sleeping.
They're ready for you to come back on because I'm putting them to sleep. Okay. See, I told y'all didn't want me to talk.
They wouldn't join you.
Listen. You didn't see the comment.
Mary Sherry.
Brandy Smith said they kept me.
Hey y'all, thank y'all so much for spending this time with us. Again, this was a little different.
I'm impressed.
And I just thank God. I thank God. And Pam didn't feel that way about you. She's glad that you came on. A lot of people, I applaud my wife for coming on because y'all know that she doesn't like to do the live thing. And she was for her to get on here and do what she did, I was proud of her. So, amen. Rob said, won't God do it? So, anyway, let's see. I asked because he said he was going to take a break. That's funny, Pam. Yeah, that's funny. But I thank you all for being with us tonight. And again, this is just a little something different. We normally don't show a lot of ourselves outside of ministry, but we just thought we would take our some time, and since we are out of town. What Janet want to do? I know she don't want to do nothing. Yeah, Stephanie, I enjoy listening to her talk too. Stephanie Williams said that she enjoyed, baby, listening to you talk. And matter of fact, just get back in view. So
thank you, guys.
Have a seat, girl. Have a seat.
What?
You gotta let Jana say something before we hang.
Yeah.
You want to say something?
I'm the waiver.
She's the waiver. What drew me to Mary? Thank you so much, Vince. Appreciate you, man. Again, I need you to, we'll talk. I'll reach out to you, and we'll finish talking. But God is doing some amazing things. Somebody said what attracted me to Mary. I saw Mary, and I had just taken this position as minister of music. God bless you, Carolyn McGraw, all the way from Colorado Springs.
I remember her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember her.
Say hello, baby, to Sister Carolyn McGraw.
Hi, Sister Carolyn. How are you?
How you doing?
Her husband's a deacon, Deacon McGraw, beautiful daughter, and we bless God for her. All right, let's see. What did Rob Hubbard? Just look through somebody real quick. For me, I just want to laugh. Rob is crazy.
Rob.
Tell them how you attracted. What attracted?
I just saw, when I first saw Mary in church, like I said, I had just taken a new job as minister of music at a church. It was a mega church. So I had to be very careful. I did not want to, hey, come sit on my lap, man. Let's make this personal. We go do this. Y'all don't mind, do you, Howard Chandler?
Look, you do what you gotta do. Can I have my leg back, daughter? This is touching.
When I first saw Mary, like I said, I was up. Once we had that initial concert, I guess the Sundays to come, I'd be up in the pulpit ministering, and I looked down and this beautiful woman walked in, and I remember her from the concert, but I just couldn't take my eyes off her, and I was just like crazy about her. So it was just the fact of who she was, and anyway.
You heard me preach.
Come on, man.
And I heard her preach.
You preach?
She had to preach for a. She had to preach
7 last words.
7 last words. So that was an interesting thing because I didn't know her name, and her name is Mary. So I was looking, and she had locks in her hair at the time. It was locks, right?
Yeah, everybody knows.
She had locks in her hair at the time, and so anyway, Brandy Ortiz is watching. Your coworker, Brandy Ortiz.
Hi, Brandy Juan.
You're right, Pam. Harrell, you're right. Janet Cameron, gagging. Just let us have our moment. Lauren Weaver said, thanks, Mr. Lips Cherry, Colorado Springs. Help us today. So anyway, it was, thank you, Brandy Smith. It was the 7 last words. So, 7 last words, they have different preachers up there. And I was the minister of music, and I had the program in my hand. And I'm looking through the program because I'm looking at her, and I'm like, okay, who is this woman? Let me find out what her name is. We have a Rhea Ration from Trinidad and Tobago online with us tonight.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Rhea, let us know what time it is in Trinidad and Tobago. Let us know what time it is now. I'm just curious. But anyway, and you're right, Barbara Hill. When a man finds a wife, he's found a good thing.
Oh,
but
Darryl, did you tell me it wasn't about all that? It was about having a good time. Y'all putting your personal wifey feelings and
go ahead, Darryl.
All this.
I'm gagging.
Rigmarole. Now you're gonna take it away and start whatever. Go ahead, just finish it up.
You see my wife got a coward? Okay, I'm used to that look. But anyway, I'm trying to find out what her name is. So I'm looking on the program, because under each word of the 7 last words, it has the different names.
Somebody said 11.
And I'm looking. Okay, it's 11:20 p.m. Okay.
Oh wow, really?
I'm looking on the program trying to find what her name would be, and I'm like, okay, it says Shaniqua. I'm like, no, that ain't.
What time is it?
I'm looking for like Shaniqua, Rasputia. I'm looking for for our name so I can recognize, And I saw Mary down there, Mary Roberts. I said, no, that can't be her. And I'm trying to wait for her to get up, so I can try to figure out, looking at the program, what her name is. I would have never guessed that this woman's name was Mary. Yeah, I'm looking for Rasputia.
Oh yeah, Shamika.
Oh yeah, Demikia Latrell.
LaQuaque or something.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm looking for all these names. I would have never guessed that this woman with the locks and all of this and all this stuff here that her name would be Mary, but that's her name. And then when she went to work, because she works at the hospital, and told people that we were dating, they put a name together, Mary Cherry, and people laughed at her name, Mary Cherry, and
still laugh.
So they still laugh.
I just realized what you just said.
Mary Cherry.
Oh, you just don't say
no?
Mary
It's just the way it's coming out your mouth. You kept saying it.
Because they don't never just say Mary, it's Mary Cherry.
Yeah,
so they make it one word.
Yeah.
So they make it one word now. They just go Mary Cherry.
Okay, get on with it.
So what they say about your work with the name? What they teach you?
That's it.
Yeah, Brandy Smith said my leg's gonna be numb.
It's already numb, Brandy. I'm sure.
It was numb before she got on there.
I'm moving, y'all.
No, you ain't got that. Mary Cherry. That's it. One word, Pam Harrell. And so, but that was the deal on that. So again, I hope y'all enjoying this time. Again, we're just having fun. We hope that y'all are enjoying this time. We hope we didn't bore you to death tonight. And again, we just wanted a little time and to do something different. Belinda Kemp, all the way from Australia.
Wow, Australia in the house.
Belinda Kemp, what time is it in Australia? Let us know. She said, I love when Mary was talking. See, people all over the world love when you talk.
Aw.
And you talk all over the world, too.
Right.
You know, I saw that, Rob. I'm going to check it out when I sign off, okay? Are there any other questions? Thank you, Pam Harrell. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kim David. Is there any other questions you want to ask us pertaining to the ministry? I think Howard. I don't know if Howard and Jana have anything you want to.
I'm right here.
Okay, Jana, you got anything you want to?
Yeah, let's let Jana say something.
Yeah, let Jana say.
What am I say?
2 + 2 is 9. Get up there, go sit on your leg or move them over, do something.
Yeah, come sit. Put your hand.
Get over there.
Come on,
get over there.
I don't have anything.
Whatever you want to talk, just come on, talk.
What am I talking about?
What you remember about me and Howard? Anything? Just come on.
Talk about your feet. Do
I was
something.
a fetus when you were growing
Okay,
up.
talk about how he
Well,
used
then
to
tell me about the fetus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tell
come
about the fetus. Tell about the fetus liquid.
That ain't gonna keep nobody on. These folks gonna sign off.
You know what I'm saying? Good.
So anyway, we're gonna try to. This was our time together. You know, we're gonna try to have Mary on at another time. I'm glad that y'all enjoyed. I'm glad y'all enjoyed Jana for her short time. See that wave. That's it.
I will be back.
Have a great night, guys.
And,
Be blessed.
Oh my goodness.
Howard.
I will be back.
Pam said you're a waver, not a talker.
Right.
I don't have any stories to reminisce about. I was just a fetus when they were growing up.
Oh, let's see.
What did
Angelina, Mary says, Mary, what did you like about Pastor? I think she said something about my lips or something, but
No. As a person.
Right. Go ahead.
Wait, who's Pam Harrell? She's
Hold
just
on.
my name.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
What I liked about him was when he talked to me, he not one time, and back then I was curvy, a lot curvy, and guys always looked at me up and down, or down and up, however it is. They looked at my body. I could see them watch my body at some point, and to some that may make you feel good. I watched.
I will be back.
Yeah, I'll be back.
I dealt with that a lot, and I wanted somebody who just wanted to know Mary, just wanted to meet me, the person inside, who I actually was. And to me, that's what he was. He was interested in me, and he didn't talk about dumb stuff. He was very interesting. He talked about he loved the Lord and just the things that I prayed for. That, you know, I wanted somebody who was funny, somebody who loved the Lord, somebody who could make me smile when I was having a bad day. And he was all of that. He loved my son. He didn't push himself off on my son, trying to get to my son to get to me. He just let the relationship evolve. My daughter eventually liked him after she got over the initial shock of seeing somebody, another man in the house who she didn't know. And what I mean by another man in the house, him visiting when he, you know, when we did open it up and to my mom that we were seeing each other. And he's just been a good, I mean, as far as a good heart, I couldn't ask for anybody better. He loves people. He's genuine. He's just who you see. He loved my daughter. He'd take her to the doctor. He didn't mind her drool. He didn't look at her in any kind of way because she was handicapped. He took my mother to the doctor. Whatever we needed, he would just come over and he would be there. He loved my son. And I just love that about him. Just his wonderful heart. His heart. He's just what you see. He's just a beautiful person. And I just, you know, I've never met anybody who was just beautiful like that. Just a guy who looks at your heart and had a heart for God and love for the people of God. And so many people have done him wrong. He's never tried to retaliate. Never. He's just like, let it go. Roll off his back, and he keep it moving and doing what thus says the Lord. And I love him for that. Okay, that's it.
Oh, man. That's just, somebody give me some tissue. I'm about to
I'm crying.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. Woo. That was too, oh, come here, man. Son of a, oh, man. Oh, wow.